Vanessa. I'm going to invite some people and then I'll tell you what's going on. All right, let me see if I can do this. I can share this live video. So I am going to invite some of my teamies. Let me see. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Ooh. If I miss you, I'm so sorry. I will add it later, I promise. Let me add Carly on here. There you are. And Michelle. Okay, so here's what's going on, you guys. A few of my teamies and I have been sharing our videos to each other's pages. Let me get out of here. And just kind of for a new face on the page. I'm Vanessa. I'm a Saint artist, along with the other people that one of your artists that's going to have this on their page. I've been moving. I'm in the middle of I just moved into a house, and so I'm in the middle of a disaster. Like behind me, I have boxes in my tub. Look. But I found my phone mount thing and I thought I'm coming on here. So I hope that this shares properly. If not, I'll share it later. But if you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, ask your artist. It's just kind of nice sometimes to see how somebody else does their makeup, right? Because I think we all do it a little bit different. I'm going to be using my personal Saint makeup palette. And I'm going to use a few different brushes. I'll try to mention what brushes I'm using. But I've been doing things a little bit different. I'm always kind of changing it up a little bit. My skin's been really happy except for this little friend right here. So I don't feel like I need as much makeup. That's nice. I'm going to start with a little bit of my bronzer. And this is an illuminator called Glow. And I put them next to each other because I kind of like to dab into them. Now you can do this before or after you do the rest of your makeup. And neither way is right or wrong. They both work great. I just decided that I'm going to do it before. And I might do it after also because I can. Okay, so I just kind of put that a little bit everywhere. And what it starts to do is it evens out a little bit of the redness that I have. And so I've got that. And now I'm going to go into my highlight colors. Now I have 3 different highlight colors. This is my normal all over color, but I'm a little bit lighter now with winter. So I've been kind of mixing these two. This is kind of my middle color. So I'm just going to dab this. And then I like to swirl. Some people do the cheetah hack method where you just put dots all over your face and then you blend it after, which is fantastic, by the way. I missed you guys. I couldn't go without hopping on and saying hi and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and whatever holiday that you are celebrating. I hope that it's great. I think Todd and I will be unpacking, my husband and I, some more. So, okay. So I kind of put this all over and I'm blending as I go. And then I'm going to take my Detail Hack brush. I love this brush, the little end. And I'm going to take that middle color, not the lightest one, but the middle one. And I'm just going to hit under there where my eyes are a little bit darker, a little bit redder. I don't use the lightest one because when you're covering darkness, you kind of want to use a similar darkness to cover it. Because if you don't, it can make things look a little bit gray or chalky. So that's why I'm using that middle one instead of the lightest one. I will use the lightest one in a couple other areas I'll show you. But look at how that just brightened everything up. I think I'll throw some contour on and then I'm going to do my eyes. A lot of times I do my eyes first just so I don't mess up. So I'm going to use the other end of my detail brush and this is the flat end. I love this one for contour. And I kind of find my cheekbone where it dips in and I go above it, quite high above it. This is something a little newer that I've been doing. I used to go just barely above it, but this has been even more uplifting. So I'm going a little bit higher here. And the contour color is a little stiffer than our, we call our foundations highlights, okay? So the contour is a little bit stiffer, so you can kind of like dig into it a little bit harder, but I'm always patting. I'm not a swiper. I feel like when you swipe, you get way too much And most people, when they start using this makeup, they use way too much because it really is very highly pigmented. So a little bit goes a long way. And it's a cream, it's not a liquid. So there's no water in it. It's not gonna evaporate. So it really stays where you put it, and it doesn't like evaporate into your skin and get dry and cakey. So now I'm just gonna blend that a little bit. You don't have to, you can blend it later. Sometimes I just blend it along with my blush color. I'm also gonna take the flat side of that brush and I'm gonna contour my nose. So like I'm already narrow here, so I don't wanna make that any more narrow. So I really concentrate on where I feel like I want my nose to look thinner. If you already have a really thin nose, you will not need to do this. But I am just kind of narrowing out the bottom part where I feel a little bit bulbous. And another little visual trick is the closer that you get your dark lines together, or the thinner that middle line looks, the thinner your nose will look. So if you make a crooked line, you'll make your nose look crooked. So keep your line straight. Even if your nose is already crooked, keep your line straight, okay? And then I do a little bit right here because I feel like it's a little bit big there. But if you have a tiny little button nose, you probably don't need it there. And then I'll just take the leftover and put it under my lip. And let's do eyes, okay? I like to use a primer on my eyes. I've been using this one. It's called NYX. You can get it on Amazon. I think I've seen it at like the drugstore. And I just put a little bit of that on my lid. This really helps my eyeshadow from not creasing all day. And I don't have oily eyelids or anything, but just the motion of your eyes being open and blinking is gonna, you know, eventually crease. So that really helps. It'll stay a tiny bit tacky, and that's okay. So I'm gonna hop onto the other level of my compact. Now, if you guys want to get a compact set up for yourself, talk to your artist. We are here to help you. Hi, Marianne. We're here to help you get the perfect color match. Sometimes I know it's tempting to go on the webpage and be like, oh, I normally wear ivory, so I'm gonna be this color over here that looks the same. Trust me when I tell you that at least 80% of the time, if you do it by yourself and you haven't seen this makeup in person and you haven't used it, you're probably gonna pick the wrong color. I have been a makeup junkie and in the beauty industry for over 30 years. And when I got color matched, I actually doubted what my artist said. And I was like, I don't think I'm that dark. And so I bought a lighter color and it was way too light. Luckily, we have a 30-day money-back guarantee and we have a 60-day exchange. I ended up keeping the color and it happened to be the one that's the lightest that I'm going to use for my brightening color. But take advantage of us. Your artist is here to help you color match perfectly. And with that, it's like a guarantee you're going to get the right color. Sorry, I have to have my morning coffee. So, utilize us. Okay, that's what we're here for. And where was I? I'm going to babble a lot because I have been gone from you guys for so long. Oh, if you would like to get your own custom compact, I love this size. I think this is an amazing starter size because you can actually get a couple of cheek colors. You can get some illuminators. You can get eyeshadows. You can get the bronzer, powder, setting powder. Obviously, mine are well loved. I probably should be replacing some of them soon. But another thing I love about this makeup, you use it to the very last drop. There is no waste. All right, let me do my eyes. I'm going to grab this color. It is called, what's it called, my friends? I think it might be called GG. You know what? I should just look at the bottom so I tell you properly. It's not. It's called Peppa. And it's a shimmery, and I actually like to use this one with my finger on my lid because I feel like it gives me a little bit more intensity in that shimmer. And it kind of presses it in there. So this one I'll just press onto my lid like so. And then I'm going to grab a color called Oak. And this is called the eyeshadow brush, and my fluffy end. I'm going to take this color and I'm just going to kind of lightly dust it in my crease and above my crease because I have heavy eyelids. So if you just do it exactly in your crease, like let me do it on this side, just exactly in my crease. When I open my eye, it's disappeared. So instead, find your crease and go a little bit above it. And another trick too is, not that you want to know how old I am or anything, but I'm going to tell you because for a couple reasons. Because I think that as we age a little bit, things change. Like my eyes have dropped a little bit. Good morning, Christina. And so I'm going to be 50 in like 5 months. So that's kind of crazy to say out loud, but my eyes have definitely gotten heavier. And some people when they're young automatically have heavy eyelids. But why I'm telling you this is because I used to be able to put eyeshadow like all the way down here and it was good and great. But I've noticed as the years go by, it's much more uplifting. If I don't even use the corner of my eye as a gauge anymore, I actually move up a little bit further than that to know that I'm not going to put any eyeshadow past like this point right here. I used to line it up with the corner of my nose and the corner of my eye. I've changed that. Now I'm doing more like the corner of my mouth. It's a good gauge and the corner of my eye. So I keep my eyeshadow in that region and it's way more uplifting. So let's match this one and we're going above that crease. The trick with going above your crease too is you still want to keep a little bit of light area right under your brow. You guys, I know I'm talking a lot. I feel like I have so much information that I want to share. And if you get overwhelmed, just come back. This video will be here. It'll be on your artist page. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to take this darker color. This one's called Coal. I'm going to use this one in my eyebrows later too, but I'm just going to take a tiny bit and put a little dot. And as you see, I'm not going all the way to the corner, outside corner of my eye. I'm just kind of staying in that area I was just talking about, just to give myself a little bit of smokiness there. And I'm going to flip over and I'm going to just blend that a little bit. I don't use eyeliner very often anymore. I do use my eyeshadows as eyeliner a lot. I'm also going to just take a tiny bit on the bottom. And I don't like to go too far in because I don't want to close my eyes in. I want to keep them looking bright and open and youthful. Okay, so I've got that done. And then let's take, this is an illuminator. It's called Glamazing. It's a powder illuminator. And I love it as eyeshadow too. So I'll use this on the top of my cheeks later. So I'm going to take just a tiny dot of that and put it right under my brow. Again, I am just going to stay right here. In the past, or if you don't have so much eyelid there, you could totally do all of that if you want. But I just want a little bit of light right there because I think it's a lot more uplifting. And I'm also going to take and put a good dot of that right inside my corner. This is like coffee. This is like the wake up for your eyes, you guys. Don't miss this. All right, and if you get a little bit too much, you can just blend it. I feel like I got a little carried away over there. Okay, so I just do a pretty easy eye. I'm not fancy with my eye makeup. My friend Annette might be coming on here this week on my page and sharing a really cool eye makeup look. She's the master of eyeshadows. All right, so let's fill in my eyebrows while I'm here. This is called the Multitasker. I love this brush. I use it for eyeliner. You can use it on your lips. I use this side to cover little blemishes, which I will be messing with my friend later. But I'm going to take that same dark brown coal color and I'm just going to fill in my eyebrows a little bit. If you are an eyebrow junkie, we have amazing brow wax. You can use your contour to fill these in. There's another fancy brush with the spoolie on the end, but I got to get going. So everything's so easy to use. I think I'm done with my eyes. I might add a little bit more mascara, but let's go back to the face. So I half blended things, right? I didn't quite finish. I'm going to grab that detail brush again, the small side, and I'm going to take this brightening color. We like to call them our brightening highlight, and I'm just going to put it right here. I'm not going to do the whole concealer thing that we're used to. I'm just going to do right there, and I'm going to do right here. It's kind of a really nice trick. And then I'm gonna just brighten up that down my nose a little bit. You can get way in here in the corner if you want to, but since I put that Glamazing eyeshadow or illuminator there, I don't need as much. And then really, I don't feel like I need it anywhere else, so I'm gonna stop with that. Then I'm gonna add a little cheek color. I'm gonna grab a different one. This is one of my favorites. This one is Plum, actually, but I'm gonna grab something that's a little bit warmer, I think. So let's just grab, okay, this is like the Big Daddy palette. And no, you don't have to have all of these, but I'm addicted. So I'm gonna grab this one. It's called Sandstone. It's a really pretty rusty color. I like to put it on with my finger because if not, a lot of times I dip my brush into it and I get really carried away and I get way too much on. Cool thing is though, if I get too much on, I can blend it off using my brush or my perfector sponge, which that's another video. I want to show you guys a brush that I've been using to blend my cheek color and I love it. So this is called, I think it's called The Blend. Somebody tell me if I'm right, but it's super, super light and fluffy. If you just like a very, very sheer foundation coverage, this brush is amazing. But it's so soft and I just kind of go in little swirls. And I've also been doing how I did with my contour where I'm concentrating it a little bit higher and I'm kind of staying on the outside of my face. I've been doing that with my cheek color too. So instead of going all the way over here to my apples, I've been staying out here and I just feel like it's uplifting. Now this is definitely not the fast, ready, set, glow makeup. I am doing full makeup. I am taking a lot longer because I'm a chatterholic. Is that a word? I'm gonna go back to this brush. This one's called the Blush Bronzer, one of my favorites, and I'm just gonna kind of blend that brightener that I did. If you don't like having a brush this close to your eye, some people get weirded out, you can totally just pat it with your finger. I like patting with my finger anyway because it's warm, so it warms up on your skin and blends out. Let's just blend that nose contour so I don't look like a crazy person. And then at the end is when I like to check a blemish. Check it off the list. So here's what we're gonna do with this one. I'm gonna actually take my darker color and dab directly on, not around, not everywhere, just dab directly on. Make sure you don't have any cheek color on your finger. And I'm just gonna pat it until it disappears. Isn't that cool? And then if you have any more redness that you want to kind of touch on, go for it. Maybe a tiny bit more right here. Be careful not to put too much eye makeup around your eyes. The more you put, the more texture you're going to show. So this is a delicate area. You go delicately on it, okay? I told you I was going to use some Glamazing Illuminator at the top of my cheek. I'll do that, and I'm also going to just get a little bit of my Vanilla Dust setting powder, which looks like I'm almost out. And I'm just going to pat that in this area first. This is the first time I've ever been able to use powder around my eyes also. In the past, it would just get really cakey. And then never forget this. If you've covered a blemish, set it, because it will stay that way. Okay, you ready for the Glamazing? I'm going to grab this brush, the blend brush that I used for my cheeks. I'm just going to wipe it off a little bit. Don't worry if there's still some on there. I'm going to lightly dab into this. Remember I said everything's super concentrated. I'm just going to tap that at the very highest point of my cheekbone. I'm going to stay away from crow's feet. I don't want to emphasize those, so if you have to smile, do that. I'm just going to get it right in there. And then I'm going to do a little bit down my nose. You can even put a little bit here on your Cupid's bow. And I know you're like, I don't see it, but watch. When you turn, look at how the light just hits that a little bit. It's like a little candlelit glow. It's not like disco glitter, okay? We're for real, people. All right, you guys, I think I am done There's 100 other things that I could tell you, that I could show you, but I feel like this is a good stopping point because I am going to brush my hair, get dressed, and go to work. So have a beautiful Christmas Eve. And if you guys have any questions, reach out to your artist. They're always here to help you. I'm always here to help you. Love you. Bye.